let us make sure that we are up and going as we are live. Welcome to the Michigan Women's Hockey Coaches Show live from Regents Field. And let me make sure this time we are actually up and live because we do have featuring Coach Jenna Trebbiano today. And thank you very much to Regents Field for, again, letting us come on out and broadcast live here every Wednesday from 6 o'clock. Come on down. We'd love to see you here. You just had a salad. What salad did you have?
It's on the happy hour specials. I get it every time. It's the Regents salad with grilled chicken. And I told Coach Ned about it. And he tried it, and he loved it. So I love it. I needed to get some sort of caloric intake in before our show tonight. So I think I ate it in probably about 5 minutes. But it's super good. I have it every single time. So if anybody that's listening is curious about the salad, I highly recommend it. So
Perfect. Excellent. Fantastic. That's So we really appreciate folks coming on down when you can, and we're excited to be here. It's been an extremely busy week this week for you, Coach, and the team. So let's dive into a number of things. The team had tryouts back on August 30th and 31st. So how did those tryouts go?
I think they went well. I was not on the ice, so I was evaluating players. We had over 30 players come out and try out for the program. Which is great to see the interest that we've gotten across campus. A lot of players that I had been in communication with about tryouts, so it was exciting to see them all on the ice together. And then we solidified our roster after the 31st. So if you follow us on social media, you'll see we're continually releasing players with their welcome posts on social media, which is really cool to see their friends and families interact with us on social media following the program. So I think they went really well. Like I said, we had 2 nights of tryouts just because we had a large volume of players come out.
Absolutely.
Trying out for the 26 spots that we have on our roster. So we're carrying 16 forwards, 8 defensemen, and 2 goalies.
Fantastic. So it was a good time to come try out, and now you also had the first practice. So how did that go? How did the first practice go? Was everything?
Yeah, I think with any new group on the ice, there's going to be, that's going to be a learning process. The new players coming in are trying to figure out where they fit in and what the coaches are looking for and communication style and everything like that. So it's been an adjustment, but Coach Joe's been great with the practice planning and communicating and getting it out to the team before we're actually on the ice, which has been really helpful.
Nice.
So the expectation is that all the players understand what we're doing for practice because we don't want to burn ice time talking through drills. Obviously, if we have a correction and we need to make it, that's the time to do it. But just because we have such a limited amount of ice time, we need to capitalize on literally every second.
That makes sense. You don't want to. You want to have everything explained, and everyone can just go from drill to drill and make that happen.
Yes.
Fantastic. Was it nice to finally get back out on the ice, though? All the prep work you've been doing beforehand. Is it nice to actually get back out onto the ice at Yost?
Yeah. So I actually got on the ice with new skates. I got some new Bauer skates.
Oh, very nice.
With the Bauer partnership that we have as of this year, so that was fun. It's anytime you break in new skates, it's difficult because you're used to wearing something for so long, and then you have to make an adjustment. And now my blade's, not paper thin; it's like the size of an actual blade, and I had got them baked and profiled. I got them profiled at DW Skate Shop, which is in town,
very cool.
off stadium. So it was good. It was good to be on the ice and see the speed of the play and the competitiveness. The compete level was really high, which is something I'm super excited about.
That is awesome. That is really awesome. And we do want to thank DW Skate Shop. They have tweeted and retweeted some of our stuff, so thank you very much for the support. We are very grateful for that. So we have a roster. We have a team now. Last week was the schedule came out. Now we have a team. and we want to talk a little bit about the 10 new players. So about a third of the team is new coming in, so lots of great new faces to learn and folks to see. So we'll start just in numerical order for jersey number. The first one is Emma Johns. She's coming in as a freshman. She's from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and she played with the Grand Rapids Griffins, the U19 team. What do you want, besides the fact that, oh my gosh, we have another goalie, and we don't have to put a field hockey goalie in?
Yep.
When Ponith couldn't play, but anything you want to say about Emma?
Emma's great. So Emma, she had notified me she had gotten in, I think, after the early action application decisions came out, so it was end of January. She wasn't on my radar, but I know her coach, Tayat, really well. I played with her at Little Caesars my 19U season, so I immediately called Tay and I was like, what do you know about Emma? She was like, Emma's my starting goalie. I'm like, awesome.
Perfect.
So talked to them on the phone. She was able to come for a visit over the weekend, and then she met with Katie German. So Emma actually has a twin,
Nice.
which is really cool because we obviously have the German twins, and then Ava Gargiulo is also a twin.
Wow.
And then last year, Mickey Rubin has a twin brother, and then Aaron Proctor's a triplet.
Wow.
So for some reason, we get a lot of players that are twins on our team. So Emma really liked that. And I met her dad. He was super great. And yeah, she called me maybe a week or two later and committed to Michigan. So, you know, I think she's acclimated pretty well. But, you know, I'm grateful that we knew about her when we did.
Absolutely.
So that we could show her what playing on the women's hockey team at Michigan's all about.
It's fantastic, and we're excited to have her. Nothing against, I believe it was Robin Goldman who had played
Yes,
field
Robin.
hockey and had to hop in as a, that's not easy. That's really not an easy situation. So thank you, Emma, for being with the team. Then we have number 3 is Ava Hung. She is a freshman. She's from Ann Arbor, Michigan. She actually played on the Skylon Huron, the Skyron team that plays out of Vets. And she was actually named Miss Michigan Hockey. Not the first one the team has had. Caroline Hurd, whose family actually got me working with the team and broadcasting originally. She was a Miss Michigan Hockey. So it's nice to have someone who is local, who's very skilled, come on the team. Anything you want to say about Ava?
Yeah, I think with Ava, so she had come to our prospect skate in April of this year. I wasn't able to see her in person. So she started her season last year with Big B. So she was skating at the AAA level, and then once high school season started, she played high school. Something about her that really impresses me is her physicality. Like,
Absolutely.
she's not afraid to go into the corners and battle, and she's also really strong. So she wins a lot of those battles. So I'm looking forward to seeing her in, you know, the small area games and practice, and then also how that translates into game situations.
And we were really lucky to get to see her a couple times when Pioneer played Skyron, but also we were really lucky to broadcast the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League playoffs where Skyron did really well, and so that was cool. So really excited to see her with the team. Next is number 8 is Lucy Hansen. Now she's a junior. She's from Medina, Minnesota, and she played for Franklin Pierce University. Now that's Division III, right?
That is NCAA Division I.
Division I. My apologies to Franklin Pierce. So coming from a D1 team to play for Michigan, that is awesome. That is wonderful.
Yes, we're super excited to have her. So she actually started her, I guess, career at Michigan as a student in January. So she and both Allie, they had notified me that they were starting their winter semester. Yeah, it would be winter semester at Michigan.
Nice.
In January of 2023. So they didn't participate in games with us last season, so this will be their first season on the roster and playing in games, which we're super excited to have Lucy. She comes from a really competitive hockey background. She's super smart. She's super enthusiastic about the program. She's also, I think, a double major.
Wow.
So she's in the School of Kinesiology, which is my alma mater, and then I think psychology as well.
That's awesome.
So it's really cool to see somebody with a really competitive hockey background come to Michigan and be willing, like, hey, coach, what do you need? Which is something I really appreciate about her.
Absolutely. It's nice that she got and Allie got a chance to get some classes underneath their belts. They're not also adjusting to, what school is like at Michigan and things of that nature.
Yes.
So I know not only are all these players more talented, more athletic than me, I also know looking at their majors, they're a lot smarter than me. That's not a high bar, but it is darn impressive. Number 13 is Allison Flazar. She is coming in as a junior. She's from Chelsea, Michigan. She played with Michigan State University with their ACHA team. She also played for D3, which is
Salve Regina.
Salve Regina.
Yes,
thank you very much.
in Rhode Island.
So she's had a lot of playing, and we played against her. Now it will be really nice to see her in the maize and blue. So what do you have to say about Allie?
Yeah, she was Michigan State's leading scorer. So it's great to have her on our team. Now, obviously, she's a playmaker. She can, I think, just watching her in practice and tryouts and everything else, she can really play with anybody, and she makes those around her a lot better.
Nice.
So we are looking forward to being able to utilize her in game situations. She's confident with the puck. Like I said, a playmaker, her head's up. She can make those, she can thread the needle for the pass when she needs to. So we're really looking forward to having her. And obviously she's a pretty local student as well. So it's
Absolutely.
great. And hopefully her family will be able to see them at most of our games.
Yeah, their family has gotten to watch our broadcast a couple of times to see her and her brother play. Now I'm excited to actually have one of their family actually play for a team that we're broadcasting for. So that's fantastic. Really excited to see that. Next is number 15, Tess Buxbaum. She's a freshman from Chicago, Illinois, and she played with the Windy City Storm, formerly Chicago Young Americans, the U19 team. Tell us a little bit about Tess.
Tess is going to be a right-handed defenseman for us, which is something we really need this year.
Yeah.
So her and Mariana Ceballos will be our right-handed defenseman. She continues to impress me. I got to see some of her games last year in person with the Windy City Storm.
Nice.
Had talked with her coach a little bit about Tess. So it was exciting to see her at tryouts and obviously being able to step into a role, because I think last year she was a forward.
Yeah.
But knowing that we need right-handed defensemen, she's more than willing to step into that role. So I'm really excited. She has great decision-making skills. She comes from that high AAA level background.
Absolutely.
Super competitive. So I'm excited to see her and how she evolves in her role.
Absolutely. That is awesome. Next would be number 21, which would be Haley Powers. She's coming in as a freshman as well. She played at DeWitt, or she's from DeWitt, Michigan, and she played for the Grand Rapids Griffins U19 team. Tell us a little bit about Haley.
So Haley played with Emma, Grand Rapids. So I had seen some of their games from the past season. Haley is very strong on her skates, and she can be a center. I think she prefers center. She can play wing. She's very coachable. I've heard that from her coach that she's had.
Always a good thing to hear as a coach,
yes,
right?
it's something you want to hear. Like, you don't want to hear that they're not coachable or they're not great in the locker room. And Haley, everything I've heard about Haley's great, so I'm excited to get to learn about her more and her playing style and utilize her on the ice when we can.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Number 24 on your roster is going to be Keegan Gustafson. She's a sophomore from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and she played for Bud Neal St. Margaret's. I probably totally killed that, so help me out.
Benilde St. Margaret's.
Benilde St. Margaret's. I even wrote it down. I messed it up. So, and she's a transfer from Villanova. Tell us a little bit about Keegan.
Yeah, so Keegan, I guess with Keegan, she went to Villanova last year. So she's from Minnesota, but she went to Villanova, didn't play hockey. And I think Lucy had told Katie German, or somehow, like, we all got wind that she was like coming to Michigan for sure.
Yeah.
And had an interest in playing hockey.
Nice.
So I sent her an email, and she responded at like 6 a.m. the next day. And
That's
assuming
awesome.
she was in Minnesota, it would have been like 5 a.m. her time. I'm like, okay, like she must be pretty interested. So we had a phone call. She's a left-handed defenseman, and she didn't skate last year at Villanova, but she was super excited to get back on the ice. And just watching her during her tryouts, it's like she's been on the ice the whole time. So
Fantastic.
I'm excited to see her get back in her groove. And she's just a very personable person, a lot of energy, super excited about our program. So we're really excited to have her. And her brother goes to Michigan as well, so he had transferred to Michigan. But during media day on Monday, like all the transfer students took a picture together, and
Nice.
it was super cool because it's like, a lot of these players didn't know each other until they came here.
Yeah.
So it's cool that they now have these lifelong connections, and they
Absolutely.
can bond over the fact that they're transfer students, and if they have questions, there are other transfer students on the team, so they almost have like their own little community.
That's awesome.
So
it's a little different coming from another college rather than being a freshman. It's just a little different experience.
yeah.
So
Yep.
next is number 27, Katie Cummings. She's a freshman. She's from Nashville, Tennessee. She played for the Nashville Junior Predators, the 19U team. Tell us a little bit about Katie.
Katie is a super solid center person on the ice. I got to see her in person last year. She came for a visit to campus. I met her family. She actually won a national championship with the Nashville Junior Preds this past season.
Fantastic.
So it was really cool. I was able to watch her games. And something I really like about her and her program is how resilient they were, because in that national championship game, I think they were down three or four goals going into the third period, and they came back and won that game.
Nice.
They just absolutely took control, and they had a really short bench, so she was getting a lot of ice time.
Nice.
So you can really see that in her development. She, obviously had a lot of game time,
Yeah.
played in multiple different scenarios, but she's very skilled. So I'm really excited to see her in the lineup this year.
It's fantastic. That's got to do a lot for your stamina, too, when you don't get much rest time. You just back
Yes.
out there, back out there,
Yeah.
back out there.
Yeah.
So hopefully she won't have to do quite that much with Michigan, but that's all right. Next is number 54, and that's Manami Gordon. She's a freshman from Chicago, Illinois, and she played for the Madison Capitals, which is AAA.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about her.
Yeah, she's very tenacious. So I had seen some game film on her, and I think Coach Ned actually got to see her in person last season.
Nice.
When she had come to the Detroit area. And actually I saw her at the Jog Showcase that was in Chicago 2 years ago. Yeah, would have been 2 years ago. And something that really impressed me about her is I was just standing there kind of talking to my coaching colleagues, and she came up and she was like, hey, can I talk to you? Like, had no
Nice.
issues kind of, putting herself in maybe an uncomfortable position. So I think that showed a lot about her in that moment. So super excited to have her with the program this year. She's not afraid to go into corners and battle. She wants to win the battles too. Like I said, she's very
Nice.
tenacious.
Nice.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing her this season.
That is awesome. And one more, that's going to be number 66, Samantha Carr. She's a freshman from Bloomfield Hills, and she played for Little Caesars 19U. Tell us a little bit about Samantha.
Yeah, so Sam comes from the same program that Emily Malashevsky came from. So that Little Caesars 19U Tier 2 program, which is very, very strong.
Yeah.
She was their leading scorer last year. I think she
Very
had
nice.
over 60 goals.
Wow.
I can't remember the stats, but she's a natural goal scorer. So
Fantastic.
to have somebody that has great hands and tight, also left-handed shot, I'm super excited and how we're going to utilize her on the ice.
Obviously, no relation, but that last name is not a bad last name to have in Michigan.
Yeah.
Last name Carr, that tends to carry a little weight around here. So, and then Leslie Reed is going to be the team manager. Leslie played for Pioneer, and tell us a little bit about her role and her getting to work with the team.
Yeah, so she's going to be doing a lot of, game day logistical operation stuff to help the coaching staff as well as just the program in general, because there are a lot of things on game day, like ticket sales, t-shirt sales, all the things that we sort of have to do ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've built out sort of a role for her. I think more importantly, her role is just really important for the team culture.
Absolutely.
She gets along with everybody. We feel it's really important to have her with the team. She gets along with the coaching staff. She gets along with the players.
Fantastic.
So she's just a really great person, and we're super excited to, she'll be traveling with us on most of our road trips. Super excited about that. Yeah, we're excited to have, I guess, somebody that knows the program and that team manager role instead of looking externally for someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because sometimes they may not understand everything that they're getting into.
Definitely.
So, we have expectations for that role, and we think she's going to do a phenomenal job.
That's awesome. It's nice. Hopefully that takes a little bit of weight off of you and all the rest of the coaches, and that's fantastic. I know. Were you folks still looking for another assistant coach? Was that still something that was out there?
So now that Ned has rejoined our program, we don't know where we're at with the coaching search.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I just thought if you were looking for someone, this would be a perfect opportunity to throw that out there.
Yes, I mean, if anybody's interested, they're welcome to contact me. And we can go from there. But as of right now, we don't have anything officially posted.
That is fair. So if you want to work with the team, reach out, and Coach Triggs would love to talk to you. So, Coach, you and the team captain, Katie German, were on the WTKA playground this last Sunday. We really appreciate them having you on, and they have a fantastic show. If you missed the show, they did stream it on Facebook. They stream it on Twitter and X, so please go out, find it. They had the Eastern Michigan men's hockey team on afterwards and some good football discussion beforehand, so watch the entire show, but they do have the portion clipped. You actually got to be in the studio. How was it getting in there, getting interviewed?
I love it. I think it was my 4th time being in there.
Yeah.
So the first time I was really nervous, but now that I've done more of these media podcast things, I've definitely settled into it more.
Nice.
Obviously, there's always things I can improve upon, but I'm never going to be perfect 100% of the time, and I just have to come to terms with that. So it was exciting to be in there. I think it was the first time, or they've recently started doing the live stream.
Yeah.
I think. So it was cool. Ms. set up a camera so everybody could see us throughout, and then he had some really cool graphics he was showing too that he created.
Yeah, he made some amazing graphics. I'm
yeah,
jealous.
and I don't know how he has the time because he's always doing something.
Yeah.
So shout out Ms. So it was. I love being in there. It's so cool. They have all the Michigan stuff, and they want the best for our program, and they want to give us a platform, and we were able to announce our Washtenaw Dairy fundraiser.
Absolutely.
Which is Wednesday, September 20th, so next Wednesday from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. So next week after our show, I'll head down there, and I know we've got it on the list to talk about, but that was our big reveal, was being on WTKA and announcing that. So it was really cool to have something exclusive and tease it a little bit on social media to hopefully build some momentum. So I love being in there. Ms. says the door is always open. I know they have 50 other things they could talk about, but I think it's great to have a presence, and especially for our program, to talk about Michigan women's hockey on the radio, because it is so popular and a lot of people listen to it. And if we can educate, 5 people every time, for me, that's a win.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. We are very grateful for them having you on and Katie on as well. Now, is this Katie's first interview being officially as a member of the team?
She had been in the studio with me at the end of the season. I can't remember when we were in there last time. They didn't live stream it though, but she had come in there with me. They had just announced her, or we had just announced her as a captain.
Nice.
Or maybe not yet. I can't remember. But she had been in there once before.
Yeah.
So
she did a fantastic job also. And hopefully at some point we can effort to have her on one of these shows and talk to you folks. But she did a great job. Anything you thought about afterwards where you're like, boy, I wish I would have mentioned this or talked about this?
I mean, the Washtenaw Dairy was sort of the thing that was on the tip of my tongue. So I had to wait for the right moment. We talked about our schedule, which was great. Something that I know they all reiterate, and I'll reiterate too. You know, if you can come to our games, like the more people we can put in seats and bring to Yost or Mount Clemens or wherever we're playing,
Yeah.
like that is the most proof we have. Sorry, there's this bug flying around my
It's okay.
face here.
It's okay. Apparently, a bird followed me in the door while I was setting up, so I apologize to Regents Field. And they're so popular here, even the wildlife wants to come in. So,
Yeah, sorry, there's this bug flying around. But yeah, I think like, you know, every time I go in there, I have some sort of like, okay, like this is what I need to talk about.
Yeah,
And Ms.
yeah.
always has really great questions to lead the conversation. It's just very candid and conversational, which I appreciate. So I think like for the most part, I think I hit on everything. The biggest thing was
Perfect.
the Washtenaw Dairy fundraiser. We talked about Regents Field.
yeah.
So Matt Leach, who's also on the show, he has a connection to Regents Field, so we talked about that. So
Yeah, I
there's-
did not know that. That was
Yeah.
really cool to know that Matt actually has a part of the whole Regents Field
Yeah,
group
so it
and
was
all.
cool to
That's
see
awesome.
like everything come full circle. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
like we have this community, like how else can we grow it? So it's just really cool to see everything come full circle. And you know, they talked about the show that we've got going on here and how we're building momentum. So it's just like little touch points like that.
Yeah.
It's energizing for sure.
Absolutely. So, as announced on the WTKA playground, next Wednesday, as Coach Triviano was talking about, it will be the Washtenaw Dairy fundraiser. So, I highly encourage you, come on down here. Enjoy the happy hour specials next Wednesday. Then get yourself ice cream afterwards. I mean, what could be better? They have good desserts here as well, but make it a twofer, you know, and come on out. We got to ask all the players what their favorite ice creams were, and we're going to compile that and put that out as a little video. I didn't get to ask you, what is your favorite ice cream?
Oh man. I think probably cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough.
That is a very good one.
Yeah.
See, I'm a peppermint stick kind of guy, but you only have it like once a year,
Yeah.
and it makes it tough.
Peppermint
so,
ice cream is really good though.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's so good.
So we'd love to see you here. We'd love to see you there. Come on down and support the team, support everyone who's helping support the team. We would really, really like that. Now, speaking of Monday, when I got to videotape a bunch of the players, Monday was Media Day. And so we shot some videos that hopefully we can do for introductions for the games and, again, favorite ice cream and things like that. What else all happened during Media Day?
So Jamie Crawford, who had done some of our games last year, she came out and did, I guess, like player headshots, like like celebration photos, like things we can use on social media.
Nice.
Like just really good content. Obviously took the team photo, which was cool because we had the windows at Yost in the background. And the players, like, social media is a big thing for them now. So, like, giving them, 10, 15 minutes to run around with their phones and make TikToks or Reels or whatever they do. It's exciting for them.
Absolutely.
And that's, if they're not having fun, what's the point, right? So
Definitely.
if they have pictures and content they want to post and use however, like I'm all for it. Afterwards we just scrimmaged, had a little bit of fun, but the scrimmage was really competitive.
Nice.
I was not
I
expecting
love
it
that.
whatsoever. So it's just cool to see players in game situations, and also like at media day, just seeing players kind of come out of their shell a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Because some of them love the camera, some of them don't. I'm one of those people that don't necessarily love the camera, so it's cool because you'll see we haven't released them all yet. I got the pictures, but just the different props that they all brought, it's cool because they were so excited about it.
And I know my station was nowhere near as popular with the players because I had no props.
Yeah.
I had no Mace glasses. I had no Mace cowboy hats. I had none of that. I was lacking. And I understand that is lacking on my part, but that's okay. They seem to have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I think they did.
That is awesome. It looked like a little team building as well. So
Yes.
I saw some of the players looking at what other players on teams have done on social media and trying to duplicate that. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have none of that creativity. So
Same.
that is lovely.
I try.
We also want to mention that Sam Stockton at Gulu Gulu Hockey did a wonderful article. Check that out. Check out his Substack. I always highly recommend it, but also check out his X or Twitter feed. He did a write-up that will give you a lot of information about the Michigan men's team as well as the women's team. So always check that out. Gulu Gulu Hockey does a wonderful job, and we really appreciate Sam taking time to highlight the women's team as well. It means a lot to us. So the schedule was announced on the 1st, and are there any particular games besides getting things underway and playing Concordia? Are there any particular games that you have circled or the team has circled that you're thinking, okay, this is a key game or this is a big one we need to get ready for?
From my perspective, every game's a big game.
Of course, yeah.
If we can't win against teams we're expecting to win against, we need to prepare like we're playing Adrian every single time.
Absolutely.
We need to bring it every game. That's the expectation. That's how we're going to prepare ourselves. So then when we do get into the CCWJ playoffs, we're prepared, we're prepped, both mentally and physically.
Absolutely.
So the first game is September 29th. Like, that's what's circled on my calendar.
Yeah.
And then after that, as soon as that game's over, okay, September 30th, now we worry about Michigan State. So Concordia's going to be good this year. Michigan State's going to be good this year. There's no really gap in the teams anymore.
Yeah,
So-
it seems like everyone's getting better and everyone's improving, and that just speaks to the quality of women's hockey in this area and in this league. It's exciting to see, and of course, get out to the Concordia game, get out Mount Clemens. That'll be a fantastic game versus Michigan State. That was a tie last year, and I know both teams are going to want to get a big. Both teams are going to want to win that game, especially because Michigan State, the last game of the season, ended up slipping a win in there. So, Michigan will want a little revenge. And you get to see Flazar play against her old team, which would be a lot of fun. I know there'll be a lot of emotions for her for that. So check out that schedule. Get out there. Again, we announced the big road trip out to Lake State. That's going to be fun. But if you can, get down to Yost. Check out a game. If you can't make it, we'll have them at arborbroadcasting.com. So check that out if you can't make it. But please, get out. There's so much fun to see in person. And it's never a bad time to get to Yost. Any final thoughts before I let you go and deal with the 200 things you're dealing with preseason?
So just a couple of quick reminders, plugs, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely.
So Washtenaw Dairy Fundraiser,
Yes.
next Wednesday, 6:30 to 9:30. Our players will be scooping. We'll have at least 2 players scooping from 7 to 9:30. So 6:30, everybody will be there, but 7 o'clock is when our scoopers start.
Nice.
So look on social media for more reminders. I think the team took some media day content about ice cream too, so there's probably something else coming out.
Absolutely.
In addition, our underground printing store is live. So it's going to be open indefinitely.
Fantastic.
And it's a print-on-demand shop. So basically what happens if I order something, I submit the order, they print it as my order comes in, and then they ship it. So I haven't ordered anything from there yet. I need to, but it's a fundraiser for us as well.
Absolutely.
So we get a portion of every sale, which is great because it's, I guess, low investment on time from our end, but I know there have been so many people that have reached out like, hey, how do I get a women's hockey shirt?
Absolutely.
And we either have to ship it to them or they have to wait for our seasonal store.
Yeah.
So now this is open perpetually, so literally anybody can go in at any time, order something, and then receive it in, I think, up to 2 weeks. So
That's fantastic.
it's really exciting. I just wanted to throw that out there again because there has been a lot of interest and a lot of demand for it.
I know there's hats there. There was a hoodie there. There was a couple shirts there. So lots of fantastic. Where your support? And then people can ask you, hey, mate, Michigan has a women's hockey team, and talk to them about it. So it's a wonderful way, and I can finally order a new hat. Like I said, my wife stole my hat. She will not give it back to me. She loves her Michigan women's hockey hat, so I can get a new one. So that'll be great.
There you go.
And again, Washtenaw Dairy, not only are the players going to be there, but they'll be scooping for you. So that's fantastic. Celebrity Scoops.
Yep.
Well, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. We'll be back next Wednesday, so come again 6 o'clock here next Wednesday. Then make it down to Washtenaw Dairy for that fundraiser as well. We want to thank everyone who helps support the team, who puts things out there. We're excited that we are barreling towards the first game. It's amazing how quickly things go. But we'll see you next Wednesday. Take care and have a fantastic